computer, and then I'll give it to you guys from there. So I hit record. So hi, Heidi. We got the whole.
Hello, everybody.
Tonight. So we have 13 people in the group, and Terry's always in the background just listening, not really being active. So we'll say 12 because he probably won't ever actually log in. And right now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got half the team here. That's exciting. So Kelsey, are you leading us tonight?
I think so. I had posted in the Facebook group that I think I'm the only member who's been to Business Mastery. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought what I would do is I could share some of what I've learned, what I learned when I went through that event, which was pretty insane.
Great idea.
And the only thing is that I have a few documents. I have one document. I have notes that I can also share, but I have one document. I'm just wondering how I can share this with you guys.
There's a chat bar on the bottom there.
But can I can't upload a PDF to it, can I?
If you put it into the Facebook chat that I just created, we'll all be able to see it with the Zoom link.
Okay. 1 second. Let me try and figure that out.
It's a little file attachment button on the bottom there.
Perfect.
in the messenger chat.
Yeah.
So while she's doing that, I think what, so you know, I just came from the event, and I learned a lot of really valuable stuff for you guys. So I think that instead of recapping all of that stuff, because it's a massive amount, I want you guys to be able to benefit to the highest level to what I did. So I was thinking the best way that I could serve you guys in the mastermind with the content that I put in is to fix or help you guys with a sales copy letter to drive your content. And that same sales copy letter you guys can tweak and use and change it to put into your emails and that kind of stuff. So for those of you that don't know what sales copy is exactly, who's holding all that stuff around so I can mute them, whoever that is? Was it Thomas? I think I did it. Okay. So, sorry, Thomas, I just muted you. So if you guys don't know what sales copy is, it's the language of promoting what it is that you have to actually drive conversions so that people are actually clicking to opt in or buy. So if you guys want to work out sales copy for something that you're working on, choose a product or something that you're working on that you want to promote more than anything else. And by the end of this meeting, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an outline to hand back to me, and I'm going to turn it into sales copy and give it back to you. That's going to give me a chance to practice what I learned, and you guys get to benefit from what I did this weekend.
So question.
Yeah.
Angela. The sales copy, is it like a funnels and sales page?
Yeah, it's what you're going to use in all of that. So emails, sales pages, anything you can use inside of a funnel that's really going to give people the language they need to want to click or buy.
Okay. Super.
And that's just a gift to you guys. Mwah! Because it's really the same thing for everybody. And I just get a, you know, same rules. I'm only doing the same thing once, but 6 times because it's different content.
Okay, great.
Actually, okay, I'm stepping out. I'm muting.
Okay, so I added that document. It's called the Wheel of Business to the chat. Did everybody get it?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So basically, this is like the Coles Notes version of the 7 forces of business mastery that Tony Robbins goes over during Business Mastery. And so you have your wheel of business. And what you do is you go through every area. There's 7 areas of your business. And from 0, which is right in the middle of that wheel, to 10 being optimal, you draw a line from one side to the other. So for example, if you're looking at the raving fans piece of pie, and you feel like you're at an 8 or a 9 with your fans, And you would draw a line across from where the 9 is to the other 9, and then you'd shade that in. And then you go over to effective business maps and strategic innovation, etc. So the idea is that this pie, in order to be an effective wheel, should be consistent amongst all of the areas, correct? Because if you have one that's a 9 and one that's a 6 and one that's a 2 and one that's a 10, and then you shade it all in, it's not a very effective wheel, right? So the idea is you get hurt in the area of your business that you don't like, because you usually avoid it, or that you're not good at. So you take one area at a time in the wheel, you grade yourself on a scale of 0 to 10 where you're currently at, right? 10 meaning optimal. And then the idea is you spend 1 to 2 hours a week on one area, and then you rotate the sections each week for the entire year. And then you end up with kind of 3 weeks off. And so what I'll do is I'm going to go through some of my notes from for every single area, so you kind of get an idea of when you're shading in your area, how to evaluate yourself. But then when you're going over those areas week to week to, to master your business, what you want to, look over. So starting at effective business maps. So he does this really great exercise called creating a business map. And one of them is, what is your X factor? So he asks you, what is it that you do? And then what is it that you really do? So as an example, what is it that you do? If I was to answer for one of my businesses, I own a yoga retreat center in Costa Rica. And well, what is it that you really do? I own a yoga retreat center in Costa Rica that transforms people on a cellular level for the rest of their lives. So that's what I really do. And so you have to figure out what your X factor is. So what's your X factor? What makes you unique and gives you your wow factor? Why did you get into the business originally? So what was your motivation initially? And has it changed? And it may or may not, but you need to kind of look at that. What is your motivation? Who are you in the business? Are you the entrepreneur? Are you the manager? Are you the creative? And who do you need to be? So where are some of the gaps? And then are you prepared for the next quarter, next year, next 5 years? And you identify those gaps between where you are now and where you want to be. So that's kind of the business map. So it's different than a business plan, right? And if anybody wants more information on the business map, I have a business map that I use for every single one of my businesses, and I can share that file with you.
Do you, Kelsey, do you have one of your own examples that you could maybe show us, like on paper or something like that?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me open up one of my business maps.
I'm just very visual, so.
Sorry if you can hear my daughter. She's playing with the guinea pigs in the background.
She poked her head up at 1.2 in the corner. She's so cute. I was like, oh my God, that's great. I'm having a hard time. She's just so cute. I want to go and pinch her cheeks.
Yeah, that's her.
I had a hard time not unmuting myself to say hi.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm looking where I have business. Of course, they're not coming up. Where's my business maps?
And also, Kelsey, I can't access that file for some reason I wanted to see that wheel too.
Okay.
Oh, Victoria put it in the chat here too for you guys.
Yeah, I see it. That's where I was clicking on.
Check in the Facebook chat then.
Yeah, I put it in the Facebook chat as well.
Okay.
So some of this information is a little, let's see. It's very personal, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's just a document. So here, I can screen share the business map, and then I can screen share the wheel. So 1 second.
Awesome. Thank you. Very helpful.
So screen share and the business map. Okay, can you see that? I'm just going to move it over. Can you see that?
So we're just writing this like questions then.
Yeah, I can provide this for you. But
Okay,
it's like, so what business that? So what are you in? What business are you in? I own a yoga retreat in Costa Rica. What business are you really in? What gives you your extreme competitive edge? I own a health and wellness retreat center that provides our guests with a transformative experience on a cellular level. How's business? Now this one, I don't know when this one was from, but it's going really well. We have a great team, continue to make adjustments with the staff. What are the gaps to where you are, where you want to be? Where does the business need to grow? Why did you get into this business in the first place? Who are you in the business and who do you need to be? Who do you need to get rid of? Who has a responsibility and authority? What is the structure of the decision making? And then I talk about my GM as responsibility, etc. Where are you in the economy and in your industry? Who is your client? Who does your client need to be? Which is a really interesting question. What does your client need? What is your client going to need? And where's the focus and the goals of the organization? We actually want to sell Anamaya right now. What are the revenues and profits growing or declining? For how long? What's the cash position? Life cycle of the business. So he talks a lot about birth, infancy, toddler, teenager, young adult, zone of maximization, midlife evaluation, aging, institutionalization, and then death. And kind of like our own growth process that he has that for, he kind of breaks that down for businesses as well. What current problems do you need to address? What problems do you need to anticipate? And what problems do you need to ignore? I really like this question of what problems do you need to anticipate, because it really gets you thinking about being innovative and what's coming up that you may want to plan for. Problems that we need to address. What is the ultimate result you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve your vision? Strategic goals for the company. Ultimate, what is it your business you want to become? The reward systems that are in place to get to the next level. What resources are available for you to help grow your business? What are your top 3 primary areas of business you need to attack to close the gap? So what's great is that every 8 weeks you get back to your business map and you focus 1 or 2 hours on that a week, right? So you get back to your business map and then you look at your top 3 primary areas of the business you need to attack. So on this one, it was our farm, because we have a farm as well, our cookbook, and continue to work with Think. So this is actually a little bit older because this is probably about 1.5 years old. So my new one is probably on my external drive, but Think was our PR firm. And then we had 1-year goals and then 90-day goals. So that way you can continue to track.
So I just really like this, and I think all of us should maybe make a commitment to ourselves to apply a little bit of this this week, because this is the kind of thing that sometimes we'll take in for content, but then we don't actually go home and plug in some of this stuff. So maybe as a group for accountability, we should make a commitment to answer maybe like some of the top questions that are on there. Maybe not the more in-depth stuff where we probably would have needed a little bit more of Tony's presentation, but do you think, Kelsey, after the meeting, you could maybe take this questionnaire and create like a blank version of it?
I have a blank one. I can share it with you.
Perfect. That would be great. I would love to use that this week. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not going to come and share it next week, but I'll come and share it with you guys next week. And if you guys want to do the same thing, so we kind of just accountability, look, I did it. I'm going to do mine.
Yeah, it's because I have a blank one because, like I said, I do them for all my businesses. This, in case somebody can't see it, is and I'll go through each section. But this is basically the wheel of business, the 7 forces of business mastery. So the one that I just kind of discussed, the business map, that was that whole questionnaire that I just ran over. And so that's this area here, right? Effective business maps. So if this was week 1, you'd start here. And then week 2, you go to strategic innovation. Then week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 8, you're back here. So you're going to look over that questionnaire again. And then you can continue. And I have notes on all these other areas to help to clarify. So maybe I'll go into strategic innovation. So then the next week, you go into strategic innovation. So this is ways that you are meeting your customers' needs better than anybody else. So this has to be looked at on a regular basis, because a lot of people think that when I start my business, I'm going to define, you know, how I do business better than anyone, or what my X factor is. But you have to continue to look at it, because your business will change. Like, that's why they say like a 5-year business plan is really a paperweight these days, because it just, you know, industries and business is changing so drastically. So this has to be looked at on a regular basis. Basically, strategic innovation is, you know, it's like, you know, like Simon Sinek says, right? It's like people buy feelings and identities, right? People don't buy what you're selling. They buy why you're selling it, right? It's the why. And you have to keep innovating so that the customer continues to care about it. And what's an interesting example would be Apple right now. Well, really great, I think, and Tony talks about this all the time, is, you know, when, you know, Apple went through that period when they lost Steve Jobs, and there was no more innovators. And, you know, things really, you know, took a turn for the worse for them. And it wasn't until they got Steve Jobs back, or they got their innovator back, that then Apple went back on the upswing. And they're kind of going through another lull right now, because, you know, they kind of shot themselves in the foot with like, okay, a new phone every year, or whatever their cycle was. And now they really don't have anything exciting to share with us. So it's always about, you know, meeting your customers' needs better than anyone. World-class marketing. So how is your marketing working for you? Are you being innovative with your marketing strategy? You know, and the one thing that Tony talks about too is like, be human, communicate and reach your audience in a human way. And are you monitoring your analytics, right? So know what's working for you and know what isn't. You have to be on top of your marketing strategies. And are you communicating your X factor? So you may know what your X factor is, but are you communicating it that way, and communicating it a human way? It's, you know, one of the things that he really talks about. So then the next, number 4, would be maximize your sales systems. So do you have a process that creates geometric growth through referrals? So referrals, huge, huge part of business. And are you an effective, the way that you present your materials, your products, you know, whatever it is that you're selling, do they meet the needs and the potential objections that your customer has? So not only their needs, but you have to anticipate what their potential objections could be, right? So that you're prepared. And then that way, they're going to be thrilled regardless with the process. And if they're not, it's okay. That means they're not your people, because you can't please everyone all the time. But it helps you to hone in on who your people are. And then, do you have the right salespeople in place? So for bigger companies who have salespeople involved, you know, are they trained effectively? For someone who maybe, you know, I do my own sales, well, I have a communications director, but say I'm my own salesperson, you know, am I effectively trained, right? So if you don't have a big sales team, then you need to ask the question about yourself. And then how do you inspire your team or yourself? How do you reward your team or yourself, right? So how do you decide if you do have a team, if they're not working for you, how do you decide to take care of, you know, figuring out whether you just need to train them properly, whether they need something from you, or whether you need to get rid of them. And then number 5 is the financial and legal analysis. And this is a big one, I think, for a lot of us. I know it's a big one for me. And the one thing, you know, that keeps coming back to me for this one is like, to fly a plane, you must be able to read all of the instruments, right? So, and Tony was saying, I wrote down in my notes that the reason a company doesn't usually make it to 10 years, I mean, it's layered, but one of the big reasons is because they don't understand the financials. So if you're anticipating any, you know, legal challenges, that also falls under this category. So it's financial and legal. So, you know, brainstorm legally what issues could come up for you, and you need to take care of that business. Because if not, his lesson is you could lose years worth of work and potentially profits. if you're not taking care of that. Number 6 is optimization and maximization. So I think, Angel, you said that Thomas is like an RPM master, right? I love RPM. Love it, love it, love it. I have my RPM daily master plan right in front of me. Like I love it. This kind of falls under the optimization and maximization. So it's like, you know, scheduling, RPM, it's like making sure that you're on top of all that. It's also about, you know, are you increasing your leads and driving more traffic? Look at increasing the effectiveness of your sales process to get more sales. Do you need to increase your transaction value? So do you need to up your sales, or is it at a good place? You know, how can you add more value? What small incremental improvements can you make? Because if you make some in like, you know, some key areas, like small shifts can make like geometric growth, right, in your business. And I'm sure you guys have you heard the golfing story that Tony talks about? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With like the tiny little change makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's, sorry.
That came in fuzzy.
I just said, I know. Yeah. The 2 millimeter shift.
That's it. Yeah. So that kind of falls under the optimization and maximization. So how are you maximizing? How are you optimizing like everything in your business in terms of like sales and transactions and adding value, things like that. So that's number 6. And then number 7 is raving fans, customers, and culture, right? So are you finding a way to exceed your customers' expectations and desires, right? You're giving them more than what they're asking for. Give them what they truly need. And then as a result, convert your customers into your most powerful sales tools through word of mouth and referrals. And so you take a look at that and like, do I have raving fans? Okay. And if I don't, how do I create them? And if I do, how do I take care of them and make more through them? And what is the culture that you've created? And does it need to be nurtured? Or, you know, are you at a 10? Or if you're at a 4, there's some work you need to do. So that's how you plug in basically that wheel of business. So those are my notes. And again, I can provide you with the business map. I've shared the wheel of business with you guys already. And if you want, I can share those notes kind of breaking down each section as well, if that's helpful.
Yeah, actually, if you could copy and paste them in the chat here, and I'll just copy and paste them right into the meeting minutes. That way, if you want to refer back to them, they're right in there.
So yeah, I think because it's a document though, Angel, I think I'll have to put them into the
wherever. Yeah, as long as I can copy and paste in the end.
Yeah, okay.
I've just taken some minutes here for you guys tonight. Nobody took minutes last week, so sorry guys. I wasn't here. Nothing I can do. How was the meeting last week?
It was great. I just jumped in at the very end because I got off my plane and got through customs, so I was able to jump in at the last half.
Oh, we love having you. You guys, this is great that you guys are like so excited to come on to these meetings. I get so much value here from you guys. I want to say thank you. That was a beautiful presentation, Kelsey. I think it's really valuable information that Tony puts out there, and to be able to summarize it as quickly as you did took talent. Just saying.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Like, I know how much stuff he packs into that and what you actually...
Yeah, like 5 days.
Yeah, so good for you. That was really well done. You might want to consider taking some of that and kind of creating your own little mini course for people, because you really pulled away the best takeaways from that for a business owner.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was awesome. Do you guys have any questions for Kelsey? Or anything to add?
Yeah, or anything to add?
Question for you, Kelsey.
Yeah.
So 1 section by 2 weeks?
No, so 1 section per week.
Per week.
And then you spend, he says, don't spend any more than 2 hours on it. So spend 1 to 2 hours, like minimum 1, maximum 2, because he also doesn't want it to be a big time consumer. So
Per
1
day?
to 2 hours every week, not per day, every week. So for example, this week for one of my businesses, I have to look at our world-class marketing. So I'm looking at marketing for B Outfitters, my outdoor gear company, and that's my this week is marketing for B. So I know that at the beginning of the week, that's what I have to, I have to schedule in 1 to 2 hours. So sometimes I break it up. Like if I have a crazy busy week, sometimes I'll break it up 1 hour on Tuesday and 1 hour on Friday. And if I don't really need that extra hour on Friday or only need 30 minutes, then I'm good. I'm done. I've got it in. And then next week for me, for B Outfitters, it'll be sales systems. So I got to figure out another.
We need to do something. I think we need to take a different approach on this because I really want to make sure that I master this. And I didn't know that I had that homework. So if you were to tell us right now to do something for the week and bring it back to you next week so that we're on track, what do we do this week?
So I would say do your business map, and I'll send you the blank business map. That could take you, well, no, it shouldn't. But anyway, because that one's, it's a kind of a bigger beast to tackle at the first time, and then it gets easier. But I would say this week, do your business map.
Okay, so we're all going to do our business map, and if we're invested in this and we care, we'll come back here and be accountable with each other, and we'll share or not share. Maybe we'll just share it with Kelsey, and then she can say, you're doing it right, you're not doing it right. If we're not doing it right, though, I just want to make sure, Kelsey, that it doesn't take too much time for you. So I don't want you to feel like you took on this big chore for all of us. If that is ever the case in this group, guys, that's not why we're here. If it's adding stress to your life to help, like, we all understand, like, just take off what you can. But yeah, I'm excited to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think it'll be my pleasure. And my feeling is that what'll happen is as I kind of help everyone through it, it'll just start to become, it'll become muscle memory, and everyone will start to, flow with it. So
that's cool.
So I was wondering, because planning is, we can plan it, because my problem is action. So action takes longer, and researching and implementing it, that's the key. So I know you guys talked about just RPM quickly. I took the course 5 years ago, and I've done a little bit and just was not completely doing it. So can somebody do RPM sometime next 30 days somehow? It would be really helpful for.
I know. I'm going to get Tara to do it. Tara is the master with Tony Robbins RPM, like the master. I'll get her to come do that next week.
Great. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll talk to her. If she can't, I'll let you guys know, and we'll plan something else for next week. But that's a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. That was so awesome. I feel like we got so much done in 30 minutes. It's like, wow.
Thank you, Kelsey.
Wow, I must have just motored through that because I didn't think it was going to.
That was great. Like, very, very well done. So, okay, so I'm going to give you guys what you need to do for me so that I can give you guys that letter for copy. Okay? So what we're going to do in this letter for copy is we're going to really focus on the value. Now, all of you have probably seen the page that I have, but just in case, we're going to get you warmed up with the language of this. I always have to put in that one word. Copy. Okay, so where's my meeting now? I've lost you guys in the background. Too many screens open. Oh, I'm laughing at myself hysterically right now. Okay, so in the chat here in Zoom, I'm giving you guys, most of you have seen this. If not, what this is it's a web page that gives you copy format for being able, if you could imagine this being headlines in your ads or on your page to drive people to click, this is going to be the headlines that you would see. So this is going to get you a little bit started for the type of language. It's just a warm up for the type of language that I'm going to use in a copy letter when it's back to you. You're going to see ways that you're communicating that are going to drive that kind of traffic. So what I need to know to build this successful letter for you guys is where you are adding value, what pains you are solving, and the leverage. What's going to happen if people don't invest in your product? So on the flip side, what are they going to get? But what are they going to get if they don't? And so from that, I'm going to take my sales copy letters, all the templates that I've been given by Frank Kern and Shailene Johnson and all these people. I have all kinds of templates now to work with. And I'm going to create some sales copy for you guys using that. So if you don't give me enough, my job might be a little bit harder. And then we'll revamp it if that's the case. I'm going to take this letter right to the end for you guys. So even if that takes us 2 or 3 weeks, I don't care. So this is a practice run for me. And I figured what better place than to give something for free to you guys, because you're giving me stuff for every week for free too, because I'm listening to you guys and you're helping me. So get that to me as soon as possible so that I can do that, because once I'm not in practice mode anymore, it won't be the same. So don't wait. So the more info you give me, the better. Just send it to me by email. You guys can always email at any of the Angel Hill TV emails. So Angel at Angel Hill TV, or Angel Hill TV at Angel Hill TV, or Angel Hill TV at gmail.com. Pick one. They all work. AngelHill.tv. Angel at AngelHill.tv. Angel Hill TV at Angel. I have so much fun doing that. And that's it.
Could you list again exactly what you want us to include?
So you need to, first of all, I need to know clearly how to describe your product or service. That was kind of a no-brainer because I know most of your product or service, but you, Kelsey, I probably need a little bit more info. Because I don't work one-on-one. Everybody else here I work one-on-one with, so I might need a little more info from you.
Okay.
If you ever find that I'm delivering content, like you're supposed to know what the hell I'm talking about, but you don't, it might just be that you're not a client, and that's why I'm not talking that way, so just let me know.
Okay.
And then I also need to know where you're really adding value. So you already did that in the video that you sent me. You have that pretty much pegged. Same thing. Just dig deep for the value, because that's going to be the why people are giving you the money, right? Why they're investing or converting or whatever it is that they're doing. I also need to know what pain is going to happen to them, or what's going to happen in their life if they don't invest in your product. What's life going to look like? You know, it's all great that all these people are like, well, I'm afraid to get invested in being an entrepreneur because I might lose. But the truth is, if you do nothing, you're going to be stuck at minimum wage and you're never going to have what you want. So that is a choice, no matter how you look at it. So those kinds of things where you're giving that leverage. And I also would like to know what pains you're solving. So not just the value, but let's dig deep and really talk about the pains that you're solving for people, which really kind of converts to the same as what happens if you don't.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. And I think too, I haven't told you about the Mastermind, Kelsey. So I'm starting an inner circle group in case you want to be a member. The first 50 people are going to get into the inner circle for $97 a month for life. My inner circle is actually $397. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be teaching in the group: sales copy, lead pages, funnels, content creation, the stuff that's really going to monetize the whole process online. And the first 30 days are going to be free. I said for my clients, but you're going to get it too because you're part of this. And, you know, so you're going to get the first 30 days free because it's new. And I was explaining it to so many people. I thought, geez, it's going to be easier just to give everybody a month free than to explain it 10 times over. So I'm going to start that on April 14th. I'm going to get you guys to do the opt-in for that on that day so that everybody's trial starts and we're not wasting any time in that. So you'll get some emails from me on that as it's coming up, and I'll give you an update in the group here too.
Awesome.
And yeah, Victoria, I didn't get to tell you that today because we didn't have a meeting today. So are you in next week, Tuesday, Thursday? Okay, good.
Thursday.
Okay, good. Does anybody else need anything from me tonight? Because I feel like I've been so busy the last few days that I don't know, I miss you guys. Oh, yay, everybody's happy.
Last week too.
Can I give a big shout out to Thomas right now? Are you at the keyboard right now, Thomas?
Doing like 1,000 things. There's like a 100-person party.
It's okay. It's okay.
Kitchen behind me cooking like crazy.
I just wanted to give Thomas a shout out because he got some sales in Kajabi this week.
Yay!
I sold 9 mini courses.
Yay! Good job.
That's awesome.
So he's doing the $7 download, and the model is working very well for him. So 7 really is the new free.
Super jealous, Thomas. We're coming up behind you, though. Better pick up the pace. You're lazy, I can tell.
I am.
We're all laughing really hard at that one. And Thomas, I also want to give you another shout out. He is also going to be speaking at a live event with 160 people. Am I right?
250.
250.
On
so
Saturday.
That means congratulations. And they're all young people. So we've got 16 to 18-year-olds. It gets to influence some young minds. Congratulations. I have another shout out to give.
Uh-oh.
Are you there, Heidi?
Yes.
Oh, yay. So big shout out to Heidi. Heidi as well this week got a live speaking engagement. She didn't realize that she was actually a kind of keynote speaker in the whole thing. She thought she was just coming to do a little thing, but it was all about her. And I'm going to let her share that story if she wants to.
Thank you. I'm still on this high from it because it happened this morning, but I have been working with a lawyer from Legal Aid for the last 2 years. Who has helped me navigate this horrendous case, custody, child support, protective orders. And she asked me a couple months ago to speak at a fundraiser for Legal Aid this morning at a breakfast that was for women. And of course I said yes, because I just wanted to be able to repay her. You know, it's free. Legal Aid is free. So, and I feel like she really saved my life. So I was like, of course I'll help you. So I met with her on Monday and we went over my speech and whatnot. And then on this morning when I walked in, it was 160 people. And it was all the powerful women in this community. It was politicians and school board people and lawyers and all this stuff. And then they told me that really I was the feature of the whole thing, because the biggest drive for fundraising is how they actually help real people, real families. And the only other speaker they had was only spoke Spanish, and so they needed a translator for her. So they let her go first, and me like bring down the house. You know, they tell me this right when I get there this morning. So I was like, oh. So I just got my shit together and just spoke from the heart and told my story and made people cry. And the best part for me was the end when they closed out. And then they said, now we're going to ask, you know. And I finished what I said by saying, I feel like there's no cause more worthy than legal aid for you to give if that's what you feel moved to do. And then they closed out and they said, you know, blah, 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 if you wish to contribute. And literally people just were whipping out their checkbooks and pulling out their credit cards. And I was like, I did, you know, like I did that. Like that was really cool for me. So, and then
that's awesome.
Everybody coming up to me afterwards and saying, you know, you were so courageous and your story is my story. And thank you so much for sharing. And, you know, it was really, and even today throughout the day, Angel, like I ran into someone at the Pilates studio and she was like, I was at the breakfast this morning and it was so amazing. It's a really small town. So I was like, I've just launched into this thing really unknowingly. So it was pretty cool.
The whole town heard her speak, right? Because there's like nobody where she lives.
It's UVA. I mean, it's a college town, you know, but it is a really small town and there's like 6 degrees of separation for sure. So
Tom, that's where I got the 160 people from. I got yours and her numbers confused there. Thomas shared an interesting story too, where they had an event where it was called the Pitch 30, and people had 30 seconds to pitch their business. And Thomas ended up showing up late. I hope he doesn't mind that I'm telling his story, but he ended up showing up late, and he didn't want to pitch because, well, you know, you show up, he just figured whatever. And somebody called him out. The guy was like, well, we have one more person here, and he called Thomas out to come and give his pitch. So Thomas gets called to the front of the room, and he does not one pitch, but 2 pitches, because he did the catering for the event. So he pitched that company, and then he pitched his Think Exceptionally in the 100-100 program. And he had like 50 cards that he gave out to people, and it was like an amazing experience for him to know that. And you guys know what this is like when you have those moments that give you the affirmation that says, wow, I really am really skilled at this thing that I knew, but it's different when you do it, you know? So that is business.
Let's hear the pitch.
Yeah, I want to hear your pitch.
I want to hear it, Thomas.
My pitch?
Yes.
I got like 7 caterers behind me and like 100 people that way on that side of the building right now. So.
Excuses.
Okay. My name is Thomas Success Wang. I'm an exceptional entrepreneur, coach, and speaker. I've created a program called the 100-100 program. It's 10 steps to mastering your days, thus mastering your life. This simple, fundamental program has changed thousands of people's lives throughout the day by simply restructuring how you see a 24-hour period in any given day. If you master your days, I can guarantee you tremendous results. I've experienced it. Would you like to hop on my mini course? Starts at $7. Here's a link. People ate it up. Here's some
Done.
business cards. Ba, 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 ba. People ate it up.
Bam.
30 seconds, all natural. Just go
Sign
right
me
at it.
up.
Ba, 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 ba. Here you go. I literally had these cards, and I was just like, here you go. And everyone's like, oh.
Now, since we all have talked about our businesses, I really want to give everybody the opportunity that if you have something already that we can buy or check out, please put it in the link right now. We will go do that. I'm going to give you guys my law of attraction page.
Brian, you got it?
No, you do it, Thomas. It's all you.
So, Angel and Brian met in California this past weekend. My 30-second pitch is that Brian is actually one of my mentors and sponsors and about health and wellness. And we're part of a direct sales company called Enagic. We drink Kangen water. Angel had the pleasure of drinking it with Brian and is committed to getting the system. So Heidi actually just reached out to me yesterday about it. And I guess Kelsey and Victoria have to look into it as well. That's the pitch. Tony Robbins drinks the system. Joseph McClellan III drinks the system. It's ionized, alkalized, electrolyzed, reduced water, mineral-rich, antioxidant, anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, medical grade, proven in Japan, and it's new to the U.S. market, about 12 years into the U.S. market.
Can I just give a testimonial?
Yes.
So I was given the pH 9 level water, and I drank it only one day because I couldn't drink, like I could only drink so much before I left on the plane, right? And they give me this big jug, and I can't carry fluids on the plane. So I drink what I drink, and the rest has got to get thrown out. So I drank as much as I could. Every time I even felt like maybe I might be thirsty, I'm going to drink 4 more ounces. I did get a headache. I was warned that there might be some antioxidizing effects, right? So I was afraid, oh, God, I'm going to have the runs on the plane. Nothing like that. I just had a headache. But I have had neck pain for eons, years. Throughout the day, my pain came back like later in the day, but that is the first morning I have woke up in maybe a half a day where my neck didn't hurt. And I wasn't sleeping in bed.
Believe it or not, Angel, hearing that gets old.
It does.
Wow.
Everybody that buys the machine for me, they all have stories, and I'm sitting there going, all right, here we go. Just tell me.
Yeah, here it comes again. Here it goes.
Yeah,
it's so cool. It's kind of like, yeah, good.
Oh, right.
No, it's funny because I forgot what her name was. She was talking and I was in and out. The prepaid legal thing, I've heard a lot. Heidi, I heard a lot of people, like a lot of stories that people are like, it saved my butt. And it because I've sat down with a lot of people at higher level, like some prepaid legal stuff. People in Young Living, some people in a whole bunch of different companies, and it's so amazing. You hear these stories, these testimonials, and
that's
like
Legal
Shield
Shield.
and stuff like.
Brian,
Legal Shield. Sorry, not prepaid legal. Legal Shield. Yep,
that's not what she's talking about. She's actually talking about the government-funded legal program, like for people that can't afford to have legal protection. This is like a government-funded program.
I thought I heard Legal Shield at some point.
Right, I did too the first time she started talking about it, because I didn't realize in the States that we have this here in Canada too. So it's meant for people. So she was already paying legal fees, and she was really struggling because it gets really expensive for lawyers. It was killing poor Heidi to be able to deal with just taking care of her custody case with her kids. And then she was offered legal aid, which is like a government assisted program. And so the talk that she did was to get people to donate to assist to that program, kind of like you would for a food bank or whatever. So she raised money in her speech for other people to get legal assistance.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have a good link for that, Heidi?
For legal aid?
Yeah, that's a great thing to share.
Yeah, I will do that.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was that, Victoria?
Oh, it was me. I have a question about the water. So I drink the Tony Robbins green drink, as you can see. And I also have the alkalizing drops, like the pure drops, pure formula drops, or whatever they are that, you drink in water. So what is it? So how does your system, is it a system or is it, how does it work?
So I'll give you my 30-second pitch. So basically what I always tell people is it's this Japanese medical device that you can either sit on your countertop or go underneath the sink. And it creates 7 different pH levels of water that with just like one push of a button, you can get rid of pretty much every cleaning chemical in your entire house, laundry detergent, disinfectants, window cleaner. Pretty much you can get rid of every single cleaning chemical you've ever
Kind of like a Berkey?
Kind of, yeah, a little bit like that. And then it also makes a drinking water that is like by far and away like the healthiest drinking water you can possibly put in your body. The scientific name for it is electrolyzed reduced water, but basically it's an antioxidizing water. It's the most abundant antioxidant you can possibly put in your body. And what's really kind of great about it is it is pH water, so it is slightly alkaline, but it's not going to have as much of an alkalizing effect on the body. The stuff like that, what you're doing is great. I mean, that stuff is probably the best way to alkalize your body. What this one does is it interacts more so with, well, it kind of gives your body like the Swiss Army knife of what it needs. Because, you know, your body's like 70-75% water, right? And so you put the right kind of water in your body can kind of start doing the things and healing itself the way it was always meant to. And so you're just giving your body like the ultimate Swiss Army knife to be able to heal itself.
Can I give another testimonial in there? So
Okay, yeah.
I bought myself some pH strips like 2 months ago, and I've been using them every day. And I've tried eating greens, I've tried green drinks, I've tried everything, and I was still just slightly in the acidic level. It wasn't until when I got back from San Diego and I did the pH test after drinking the pH 9 level water,
Yep.
for the very first time ever, I was alkaline balanced. I was perfect when I came home.
And that's what's crazy about it is it doesn't really have that much of an alkalizing effect on the body, but what it does with keep bringing the body into homeostasis, like your body will naturally alkalize itself through means like that, because that's kind of what your body was, you know, meant to be to begin with. Was certain parts of it meant to be more of an alkaline state. So it brings it more into a state of homeostasis. It's really crazy what it does. So I like the alkalizing stuff that Tony Robbins does, but this stuff is absolutely fantastic.
So do both. That's the message. Do both.
Absolutely. Yeah.
There is no shortcut to green drinks.
And so it's a little system that sits on your countertop. Is it hooked up to your, like, or do you like take, so for my Berkey.
Kelsey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
There's my.
Okay.
So I have a question for the two of you. First of all, before I ask my question, for full disclosure for everybody, if anybody's in the room and they want to buy one of these machines, Thomas sells them and Brian sells them. Brian is Thomas's upline. So it's a multi-level marketing business. So it doesn't, I think that just for full disclosure, you can choose who you want to buy. I'm committed to Thomas because he introduced me to it in the first place. So I'm buying my machine from Thomas, 100%.
And I'm committed to Thomas because Thomas got me to Angel and Angel got me in here, so I wouldn't be here without Thomas. So,
there you go. So Thomas gets all the customers, unless you guys want to buy from Ashley, they would love that too. But they stand to benefit no matter what. So, but my question is about I was looking at the different machines online yesterday, and it says how many electrical plates are in it.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
They're platinum coated titanium plates, and that's where all the money is. Honestly, that's why they cost so much. It's because platinum and titanium. But the more plates you will have, the more time water has, the more time water is running over the plates. And so it's kind of like a car with different gears. You can get it to a certain speed. You can eventually get to your destination. It's going to be good, but you're going to get there a lot faster. Like the 7 or 8 plate machines, you're going to be able to get there in it's going to be like a Ferrari. So the smaller machines that only have like 3 plates, it's going to be like traveling across country in like a mid-90s Toyota Corolla. It's going to be nice. It's going to be reliable. You're going to get there, but it's not going to be as comfortable in front of a ride. So,
gotcha. So I guess for the smaller machines, better than nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, even the smallest, tiniest one's better than nothing. I always recommend the middle one, the upper level one, like the K8. That's like 5,000. That one's for super heavy committed people. But the 3900 one, the SD501 is absolutely fantastic. It's
Which one do you have, Thomas?
For years.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of noise in the background. There's a lot happening. I have the SD501. It's the $3,900 one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I have one of every one of them. So.
Now, I want to tell you guys that Brian and Ashley, I'm so proud to be working with them right now. They have been in Magic for a while. They're 6-figure income earners with multi-level marketing. So if you guys ever need help from somebody that's really good in multi-level marketing, Victoria, you might want to work with Victoria and Ashley, or with Brian and Ashley. I just called you Victoria, Brian.
I'm okay with that. That's fine. Yeah, we like our whole big thing is kind of our whole theme is going to be the un-MLMers, because MLM can have a really negative feel to it because sometimes people can do things in a really weird way at MLM. So we're going to try to reverse that and try to give it a better, more like integrity filled way of doing things. So. I don't know, Kelsey, I know you were asking about, yeah, it does hook up onto it can sit on your sink and it hooks up to your faucet, or it can go underneath the sink and hook into your cold water line.
Sweet.
Cool.
Thank you.
And you can take them anywhere you want to, like you can travel with them, everything like that too. So they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you guys traveled to San Diego with yours. That's how you made Me the Water? Which
Yeah,
machine
and I'm fun.
with?
We brought the 501 with us to San Diego, I believe.
That was the big
Yeah, it was
one.
the 501. Yeah.
I just sent you guys a 10-page summary that takes about
cool.
10 minutes to review, and it has all the questions you guys asked are pretty much in that.
Perfect. Thank
Yeah.
you for that.
Yeah. And it's funny that you mentioned yoga retreats. In Costa Rica, we have a lady whose daughter went to helped run a yoga retreat down in Costa Rica like a year and a half ago. And she brought it. So I'm sure that they're plentiful down there, but they absolutely freak out about like the exercises and like being able to get into stretches a lot more and things like that. People love them on yoga retreats.
You know where she taught?
I could ask. I could figure out real fast. But gosh, what was her name? I'd have to find her name and look her back up again. I can get it really easy.
Just curious because it might have been my resort. So
Yeah, it might have been. That'd be hilarious if it was.
Yeah.
Are there that many down in Costa Rica?
There's a few. There's a few depending on the area that she went to, but we're definitely one of the top.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool to hear.
I really don't know beyond that it was down in Costa Rica and it was a yoga retreat. And then they also hosted one up in the States somewhere, like Midwest area, I think. I'm not sure.
Okay, so I'm going to put this question. So I just opened the business map that you gave me, Kelsey. I'm going to our mastermind group right now. I'm going to put this in a chat, like a post in there, and I'm going to pin it to the group for you guys. Just a list of questions. I'm not going to put spaces. I'm not going to clean this up. I'm just going to post it the way it is because it's just us. And there's no point in wasting time. I'm going to pin that. So that's pinned in the group. So you guys can refer to it there really easily for your homework, if you so choose to do your homework.
Awesome.
Because it's your business, so we don't care, but we love you and we want you to do it, right? So I'm going to be doing an event in December. If any of you feel like you would like to join me and you want to contribute to the event anyway, hit me up and let me know. It's a business building event for anybody that wants to be able to build like what we're doing, monetize online and that kind of thing. You guys are probably going to be beyond what the event is actually going to be teaching. So if you guys want to come, it should be for the purpose or intent of being able to profit from my event. So with your product or service somehow. So if you think that you can profit somehow from the event and you'd like to join us, send me a message, let me know what your plan is. Maybe yourself, Kelsey, would be for your retreat or whatever. I'm open. I'm really open to working with you guys and supporting you in any way I can. So, and yeah, Thomas really is such a hard worker. I have to agree with that. I told him today, he's my top rock star. Like nobody builds content like Thomas does. You guys want time management skills and crap. You want to like get more done and you know, get things in motion. Like he is the dude. As you can tell, he's got all this going on in the background. He's selling us some magic machines.
I got my program on sale. I made it on Kajabi too already.
I'm high-fiving that big time. I saw it today and I was like, whoa, you did a lot of work while I was away.
Great. We don't have a kitchen in this office in the catering company. Brought like a portable kitchen. Shut up. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey.
So what are you doing at your house tonight? I don't even know.
It's an office. We're having a open house for my girlfriend's wedding company. She has an award-winning wedding company for 4.5 years in business. And we got this office recently. It's a 3-office, like a collab with 3 different companies. And she is really into the whole network of Orlando. So she knows like everybody. So when we went to our first housewarming party, no one could show up. So like 15 people showed up. She's like, that's not cool. I'm making my own housewarming party, inviting everyone I know, and everyone's going to show up. We're going to have food. We're going to have the water. We're going to have music. There's a photo booth. Let me hop on. I'm going to show you guys. So give me
okay, please. I'm excited.
It'll blow your mind what's going on right now.
And, you know, I don't want anybody to feel obligated to stay. When we get close to the end of the meeting like this, if anybody drops out, everybody understands.
You don't. If you want to see massive action, don't drop out of this call.
And for those that are new that maybe don't know, the only real rule that we have to the meeting is that you at least show up twice a month so that we're, you know, committed and we're not just sharing with people that are coming in and out. It's nice seeing you, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
See you.
Okay, you guys can still see me?
No, can you guys? Oh, now I can.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Look at the light right there.
love it.
Got the water on display.
Huh.
Wave. Hi, great seeing you again. You guys are on a conference call with a bunch of people.
That's cool.
Here's the outdoors. Say wave. You're on conference call. We got a bar.
Nice bar. That's it. We're all leaving. We're going over there right now. We'll be there in 24 hours.
Yes.
You think the party will still be going when we get there?
It might still be happening.
Unreal. So, wow, that's like one building that's just the three companies, totally separate building.
It's one building. It's got 4 offices, and we split half of it. So
That's awesome. Something to be inspired towards.
there's a lot happening right now.
Mhm.
Yes, thanks, Victoria.
How many people are you expecting?
75 to 100. We have about 25, 30 people here right now.
I'm honored you joined us with all that going on around you.
I was literally talking to you guys while they were cooking behind me. I'm like, this is getting really hot in here. I was trying not to be distracted, but it's like the food's right behind me. It's being cooked.
Bye,
My
Heidi.
office is the kitchen. Bye.
Look, I can see Carrie's face.
Oh, Carrie just got on. Nice. Hi, Carrie.
Hi. Sorry, I lost my video. I had to reboot.
Awesome. So the event started at 7, so I'm going to have to go right now.
Of course. Yeah, I'm going to bump out too. I'm pretty tired. Today was a busy
Yeah.
day.
But a pleasure chatting. Awesome call.
You too.
Okay. I'll keep you all posted.
Thanks for everything, guys. We will see you next week. We will bring our business plans. I'm ready. I'll be here with my business map. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I'm going to watch the party for a minute.
You want to keep watching the party for a minute? Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. I'm dancing now.
There's a photo mirror over there. There's a dessert table.
That's going to make us fat. Great job. Holy mac, eh?
Kim does all the planning. I just say hi to people.
Well, I might call on to help me with my event because it's going to be in Deerfield.
Yeah, this is her office.
You guys live so close, by the way, Thomas.
Here's
Oh,
her
we do?
company.
Harry lives in Boca.
Oh, nice. We're in Winter Park, Florida, so we're only like maybe 4 hours away.
Okay.
So.
So cool.
Beautiful.
Okay, go enjoy your party.
Okay. Have fun. Bye, Angel. Bye, Thomas.
See you guys.